Hey, everybody, coming to you from Pasadena. If you ever come to a Dodger game down here, this is where you want to stay. It's nearby. Great breakfast city. Really, really good breakfast city, which is important if you eat at the Dodger Stadium press box dining room for dinner, which I have to do here often. So get a good breakfast here. But anyway, wanted to quickly give some thoughts on that Diamondback series and what is ahead for the Giants as they have two weekends left, one a weekday series, 10 games left on the season starting tonight at Dodger Stadium. And it's they need a miracle. They needed a miracle a month ago. They kind of got it when the Mets lost eight in a row. They need a bigger miracle now after losing two of three in Phoenix. They were saved by Justin Verlander. Quickly on him, we've talked about this a lot on the podcast on Giants Talk. I hope everybody just kind of appreciates what they're watching. This guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He should be unanimous if the Baseball Writers Association of America doesn't screw this up. Usually one person at least screws it up, but he's going to be in the Hall of Fame 5 years after he retires. And right now he's looks like someone who is going to get a nice contract next year as well. And he said on Wednesday intends to pitch next season. He's been as good as anybody. He's been the best Giants pitcher in the last couple months. So he's going to keep this going as long as he can. Now his bid for 300 took a hit this year. Giants bullpen, Giants run support did not help him out a whole lot as he tried to do that. But I think that's disappointing. I think one of the most disappointing parts of this season is if I had told you 6 months ago the Giants would get 27 starts and counting from Justin Verlander, a 3.75 ERA, you would think they'd be in a really good position here on September 18th. And especially if I told you that Logan Webb and Robbie Ray were also healthy the whole year and were all stars. So that's really disappointing to have him kind of turn into that guy and ultimately give him more than I think they could have hoped for this season, especially just the 27 starts. I mean, had the injury earlier, but has been dependable, healthy, going out there every 5 days, giving them 6, 7 innings the last few weeks. So to not take advantage of that is one of the many disappointing parts of where they're at right now. But anyway, Verlander, he helps them survive. On Wednesday, he did not get the win, but they break through in extras. Between Wilmer's homer on Tuesday and that 11th inning rally on Wednesday, the Giants went 3 for 50. 3 for 50. And that's obviously a huge part of what happened in Phoenix. It's the Giants we saw in late July, in early August. All of a sudden, they just showed up. They dropped two out of three. If they had lost on Wednesday, that's it. Like that, they were done. I think they kept very slim hope. I mean, very, very slim hopes alive. They need a miracle here, but at least they know they have an easy homestand coming up. But they need to play really well at Dodger Stadium. They got some help on Wednesday night. Manny Machado hit a grand slam. Briefly, an old friend for the Giants, Manny Machado, helped him out for a moment, hit a grand slam as the Padres won Wednesday. But on Thursday, the Mets won. So Giants head down to LA. They're down 3.5 right now if you include the tiebreaker, which you have to. And I think we talked about this on the podcast. What do they need to do? I think they need to go 9-1 and hope for the best. I mean, the Mets are, yeah, I just think the Mets are on pace for 84 wins. You can go 9-1, get to 85 wins if you're the Giants, get clear of the tiebreaker, get clear of the Diamondbacks tiebreaker, which they have as well. Probably get clear of the Reds if you do that. So that gets you to 85 and 77. And you hope the Mets go, I'm doing a lot of math here on the fly here, but go 5-4 down the stretch here, finish at 84 wins. So it is asking a lot, but that's kind of the position they're in right now. Arizona also a half game ahead of the Giants. They have the tiebreaker, but they face Philly, Los Angeles, San Diego down the stretch. So Giants at the very least with the final nice little finishing push here could finish third in the division. Not a whole, you don't hang a banner for that, but be better than finishing fourth once again, which they've done quite often recently. They will need to have a huge weekend here in Los Angeles. I don't even think a split, then you're asking to go 6-0 on the homestand or asking really for everyone else to collapse. I think they need to win 3 out of 4 down here. Obviously, if you're going to go 9-1, even if you're hoping you can go 8-2 and hope for some help down the stretch, need to win 3 out of 4 down here. It starts on Thursday night, Logan Webb versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto, guy who spurned the Giants in free agency, dominated them a week ago at Oracle Park. I'm going to go to the weekend first. Tyler Glasnow is pitching on Saturday, Emmett Shaheen on Sunday. He's the one you're probably not worried about. You probably should worry about him. He's faced the Giants 3 times, 15 innings, 2 hits allowed. So none of this is going to be easy. And in the middle of it, we found out today that the Friday game, which is maybe the most winnable game on paper, Robbie Ray versus Clayton Kershaw. It is now going to be Clayton Kershaw's final regular season game at Dodger Stadium. Now, Kershaw doesn't have great record in big games, but this is a regular season game at home. His final time possibly pitching at Dodger Stadium because I don't know that he's going to be in their playoff rotation. I mean, look, Glasnow, Yamamoto, Snell, Kershaw, I think he can make an argument for it, but he's not one of their top three, I don't think. So we'll see where this all goes for him, but and see what it ends up looking like, whether he pitches at home or in the road in the postseason. But could be his final appearance at Dodger Stadium. So there's going to be obvious. It's going to be crazy. A Friday night at Dodger Stadium, Clayton Kershaw final regular season appearance. It's going to be insane. The Giants are up against that now. You know his teammates. He's beloved in that clubhouse. You know they're going to be fired up for him. So just a little bit extra for the Giants to push against this week. I do want to say briefly on Kershaw. I mean, a rivalry is only a rivalry if you have certain parts. And like Bumgarner, Puig, that helped make it the last few years. Bumgarner, Muncy, Kershaw being on the other end and just being the boogeyman for the last decade plus for the Giants, just someone they had no shot against. 62 appearances against the Giants, 407 innings, 2.08 ERA. They have had no shot against him. I remember years ago, we've talked about this on the podcast a few times. I should probably look up this game because I keep referencing it. He came into Oracle one year when they thought they had a chance late in the year and threw like a 13 strikeout uh, complete game or something like that. He's just always had a good time against the Giants. And he's helped make the rivalry. He's faced Buster a ton over the years. They had a nice back and forth. They were friendly. He was close with Madison Bumgarner. I will tip my cap to him for a number of reasons, but one of them is if you remember Bum's last at bat when he got in there against Kershaw at Oracle Park as a Giant, Kershaw pumped fastballs at him, and he was like, "Here you go. I know you've taken me deep before, but we're friends, and this is a big moment for you at Oracle Park, and let's see what you can do." And he went after him, and I think that was cool, and Bumgarner respected that. Those guys would always talk before games, both here and at Oracle Park. Yeah, I did mention this on the podcast. You could kind of tell if you watched him last weekend. Spent a lot of time on the field during that series. Spent a lot of time on the field with his son during batting practice. One of many kids he has, but he has a big family, and they were there, and him and his son were out there like really deep into BP. It just looked like someone who was soaking in what will almost certainly be his last time at Oracle Park. So the announcement comes today. He's retiring at the end of the season. The other thing I wanted to mention, if you have gotten my book, thank you. If you have not, one of my favorite stories in there is Brandon Belt claims to be the best prep pitcher from Texas in his class, and I asked Kershaw about it because they were in the same class. They were teammates at times and face each other at times, and he said, yeah, he says he's claiming it for himself, huh? He really was though. We played on a couple of Team USA teams, and he really was. I think he was the best left-handed pitcher in our state. He was really good. So Brandon Belt, I'm sure, is appreciative of Clayton Kershaw showing that love for him. Brandon Belt, best prep pitcher in Texas at that time. Anyway, that is what is going on this weekend. That's the pitching matchups. I think for the Giants, to have any sort of chance this weekend, it's going to have to be the big guys. I mean, they got Christian Koss and Gerard Encarnacion, and they got help from all over in that Arizona series. Wilmer Flores. It has to be the big guys. It has to be Willie Adames. It has to be Rafi Devers, Matt Chapman, Elliot Ramos, Jung Hoo Lee. I don't even include Ramos in that as much because he hasn't even gotten paid yet. The guys who are making 18 million, 20 million, 20 plus, they are the guys who are going to have to carry the Giants this weekend because this is a playoff series for them. And that is what happens in the postseason. Your big guys have to step up. And that includes Logan Webb and Robbie Ray, who had a brutal weekend last week at Oracle Park. So it's up to those guys. It's up to the big guns to try to keep the Giants alive through this weekend and into next week when they will hope for a lot of help and try to go out there and sweep the homestand against the Cardinals and the Rockies. So yeah, no pressure. But that's just for me that it's an easy call this weekend. They either do it or they don't. If they want to keep playing, they have to do it. One last thing I wanted to touch on, Bryce Eldridge. My last video was about Bryce getting called up. He went 0 for 6 with a walk at Chase Field. Two deep fly balls. One of them would have been out in 23 parks, the other one in 12 parks. Now, it doesn't matter. That's the park you played in Arizona, but I think you saw the power that plays, and I thought we saw a really good approach, especially against Zach Allen that first night. There were some nerves there. He admitted there were some nerves, but to not just look overwhelmed and Gallen trying to throw him changeups down and trying to be right off the plate down, take advantage of the fact he's 6'7". I thought it was a really impressive approach, and he looked comfortable. the rest of that series. We should see him three times at Dodger Stadium. He's going to face three righties. I would love to see him Friday night against Kershaw. I don't think the Giants will do it. I don't think Bob Melvin will do that. To Wilmer Flores, I'd love to see that. I mean, it's his last chance to face him, and it's somebody he grew up watching, and that would be really cool. I don't think they'll do it. But anyway, hopefully they do. We'll see how Thursday night goes. Maybe Thursday, maybe you get a little bit more clarity after tonight's game and do something like that. But we will see how Bryce does. We'll see how the Giants do this weekend. Huge playoff-like series at Dodger Stadium. And now there's going to be a lot of media here on Friday. There's a lot of media here anyway because of Ohtani and Yamamoto and Giants Dodgers. It's going to be crazy on Friday. We will recap it all on the next Giants Talk podcast, and I will come back here as needed. Thank you to everybody, by the way, who has followed here. Over 1,000 subscribers. It's really cool. It's been fun for me, and I appreciate everyone who's kind of followed along here and wants just the extra content. So follow along this weekend, and we'll check back soon.